Hello, this is Ms. McCabe for chemistry year 2021. So I guess I don't need to talk about Zoom expectations. So here's the plan of this presentation is to go over some brief introduction of the course, uh, talk a little bit about grading, the breakdown, and some assignments. Also, what does a virtual lesson look like? Some student support, and then a place where you can ask questions. A little bit about me. I'm Miss McCabe. I've been teaching in Clayton Valley for about 3 years. And before that, I taught on the East Coast for 2 years. So I've been an educator for 5 years. Before that, I was a chemist for 8 years in a pharmaceutical company. So I've been in science for quite a bit of a while. So about the course, this is the chemistry curriculum. It's very different than when I went to school. It is very earth science based. Um, So if you ever hear your child talking about anything related to chemistry, you might be surprised that they're learning about climate change or plate tectonics. But we're looking at those topics from a chemistry perspective. That's the idea behind. The other thing that's new, we also focus a lot more on practice and skills, which makes the course quite challenging. So we teach them modeling and system models as well, communicating science, what is relevant, what is not relevant information, also what is a reliable source of information. We talk about claim, evidence, and reasoning, how to create a scientific argument. We do a lot of investigations and we look at structure and function when we go into start looking at molecules. About the course, students have two resources. They have their textbook, which there's a physical textbook that some students received, is in a library. I don't know whether or not your student has it, but it is in a library, so every student has a copy. But the textbook is also online, so they can access the same content online, and that's what we have been using. There's a virtual platform called Savas. They also are using Pivot Interactives. We started using this week actually, and it is as close and as authentic to a hands-on lab as we can get under this virtual platform. So we've been using Pivot Interactives, and so far has been pretty successful. So the platform that we use is Schoology, and this is a screenshot of my Schoology page. The couple things I want to point out here is that under materials and then under introduction material, you're going to find the syllabus. I also send the syllabus to all parents. But anyways, here, the other thing I want to point out is that there is an orientation video where I walk through how I lay out the folders, where to find links for office hours, and so on. So in terms of grade breakdown, so if you look at through the syllabus, this again a screenshot from the syllabus. The one thing I wanted to point out is the grade and the category weights. There's 4 categories. They're all worth the same. Summary of assessments. Those are the formal benchmarks or unit tests. Assignments is what we do on a day-to-day basis. Performance tests are virtual labs. And then formative assessments are quizzes that I give them here and there. And then I want to point out, so this is how the courses break down on Schoology. I break them down into unit. So right now we are unit 1. Then there are a couple things in unit 1, but one of them is daily lessons. And then I break into week, and then weeks I break into days. So you can see it's a folder within a folder within a folder. So the one thing I wanted to highlight is lesson 2 from August 21st. There are a couple videos that I created going over the syllabus extensively. And then there's a little quiz that I asked the students to take where they just tell me whether or not they have read the syllabus and whether or not you have read the syllabus. So it would be really important for you to make sure that your child has done this. There's only 2 questions, doesn't take that long. So just make sure that this has been done. And it was assigned August 21st, so most students have done it, but there's still some students that have not. Okay. The other thing I wanted to point out is that when you look at an assignment on Schoology, I put the date of the assignment as the first thing. So if the student is looking for the assignment, specific assignment, they can just refer back to the day and they will find the assignment under that folder. The other thing I wanted to point out is that you can access your child's Schoology page to see what's going on, what assignments to do, what videos they need to watch, and so on. If you don't have access to it, please contact the main office and they'll walk you through how to do that. Late work policy, again, this is a screenshot of the syllabus. The late work policy, it is a school policy. So assignments that are late within 1 week, they get 85% of their grade. Assignments that are late for 2 weeks, they get 70% of the grades. And then after 2 weeks, they receive no points. Okay. And I do not accept work after the unit test. Okay. I've been pretty flexible with the late work policy because I'm giving some time for adjusting with the virtual platform. But hopefully, next unit, I'll be able to adhere to this more. Of course, this does not apply to students with IP and 504s if it's stated in those documents, but the student does need to send me an email, let me know if they need a time extension, and so on. Corrections. Unit tests are not allowed to be corrected. Any other assignments students can correct or retakes. I usually average the scores, okay, of the assignments, and they need to come to office hours to get that done. Okay, so what is a virtual platform? What does a virtual lesson looks like? So when your child logs in into Zoom, how do I have my class set up? So the first 5 minutes of class, they're supposed to be engaged, and I do count that as attendance. They're supposed to engage the first 5 minutes, and there is a discussion board. Then about half of the class is about reading or watching me lecture or something like that, so me giving them information. The second half is them interacting with that information through either different interactive activities, simulations, or labs. Okay, so the first, I give them the information and then they absorb the information. And that flips depending on the context. And then the last 5 minutes of class, we wrap up, we talk about what's due, what's coming up, and then they have the exit question. Okay. There is an assignment due every day. The assignment is to be done in class. Okay, so hopefully if the student is using time effectively, they should have very little to do afterwards. Maybe another half hour, 20 minutes worth. But a lot of times students can just finish in class if they're using the time efficiently. I do monitor students' progress and reach out to them via chat. So as they're watching me lecture or as they're doing the simulations, I'm able to see as they're progressing. And if I see that there's something they're not doing an activity, I try to reach out through chat. And we go into a lot of clarification questions. So it is a very interactive class. Student support. So I have office hours Tuesday during lunch, Thursdays after school. Tutorial day, they can request a one-on-one with me. Okay. The school does provide a homework tutoring. Okay, so just want to put that out there. Okay. So thank you for listening. Let's see. If you like to meet with me or do you have any questions, you can just email me. Here's my email. Okay. Let me know if you have any questions. Bye-bye.